right. Welcome back to the 2020 Spring Tournament for the Zelda 1 Randomizer, Random Percent. Today we have Game 2 of Catastrophe and RaikouRider. Joined with me is Magic Friends. I'm Exo.
How are you doing today, Exo?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
It's a pretty good day to watch some random percent.
Absolutely.
So looks like
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
So it looks like RaikouRider has won game 1, and if Catastrophe can even up the score, we will have game 3 right after this at about 8:30 tonight. So we're hoping to see I have a little piece of me that wants Catastrophe to win game 2 and then have it be a really close race in game 3.
Oh, absolutely. Always looking for a good race. And it looks like these runners will start with the blue ring tonight, or a ring. See when they check their HUDs. We get a little bit of route divergence right from the get-go. RaikouRider's heading towards Vanilla's sword. We're missing 4 Triforces. Blue, ring, and bow to start. That's a pretty good combination.
And we're starting in a pretty easy spot. There's a lot of open doors here, so they'll be able to explore a lot, but without any real exploration tools like a candle or bomb. Ooh, and a level 9 right at start.
Yep, that's not what RaikouRider was looking for, but it will be important in the endgame for sure.
And so there's one special thing about the flags these runners are racing. They have turned on all shapes for their dungeons. So we know that it's a first quest Triforce, and we know that all the dungeons are going to be completely random for their layout.
Yep, and I did not notice the entrance location of that level 9 to see whether or not it was a 2Q for first quest.
Oh, well, it's shaped, so it's always going to be in the same square
in the first quest. Okay.
First quest shape. Yeah.
I forgot. There is no loser's remorse for this particular group. They have decided that they were going to play shapes as their turned-on flag for all 3 matches.
And this is interesting. A lot of our restream races have not had shapes involved. A lot of second quest stuff. So this will be really telling on the runners to see how can they really take advantage of this, or what really stumps them going through a dungeon when you don't have a clue where things are.
So at least with this blue ring start, they'll have a little bit easier time traversing the overworld, not having to worry so much about getting a random Lionel beam to the face.
And we have a big divergence just to start. Catastrophe went over to the Lost Woods and is checking some open spots there. Raikou's jumping up towards Death Mountain to go through the graveyard and check the graveyard spots.
I don't blame him. There's a 50% chance that Armos will not be shuffled. The item might be shuffled, but the location could still just be vanilla, so this could get him an early advantage if there's something useful like a wand or a red candle.
Oh, we have a boomstick seed. There's the book in a shop, so...
This is going to be a tough ladder to get off of. Patience. There we go.
Catastrophe was able to find the Armos item, but unfortunately it was just the power bracelet. It was over in the Lost Woods, the 30 secret near second quest.
And it looks like we do have mixed quest today, so that power bracelet will open several more spots on the overworld, potentially.
So it looks like 4 of those slots are going to be warp zones, as the first one that he checks is up in northeast corner, and it gives them warp zones.
That'd have to be an awfully big convenience, or coincidence rather, for them not shuffled at this point. I typically like to take one just to verify.
With the resources Kata has right now, I'd expect him to open these doors and then probably take one back towards the center of the map where there's more open space.
It's definitely the right routing selection.
Raikou took a death up trying to get to the secret shop near level 7. He's going to try it again, but this is 7 blue Lionels firing everywhere.
And he is rewarded with a measly 10 rupees.
Cat is able to find the big secret. Our secrets are not shuffled, but it was in vanilla location.
Yeah,
Fred.
It's very interesting. We'll see. If we haven't really seen a shop yet where these guys can spend their money, but they'll definitely be looking for a blue candle shop at the very least, if not some bombs to help exploration.
It looked like Catastrophe saved there so that he could maybe reroute this money into a couple secrets and then go spend it later.
And there's your verification of the anti-roads.
So with the knowledge we have, it looks like that wooden sword is either going to be up near the White Sword Cave or possibly on East Death Mountain.
Yeah. We've got pretty much full coverage here. Desert Cave, we haven't seen that yet. There
Oh.
it is. So it's a good find for both runners. I can't imagine Catastrophe will not go there next after he's done burning the forest. It's kind of a natural progression.
And that is a bomb drop for either a White Sword or a Master Sword item. So it looks like we're going to be running Wood Sword and out for this one.
I did notice RaikouRider did get some bombs off of an enemy. I don't know if it was a vanilla bomb dropper or if they're actually shuffled. I guess we're going to have to take a closer look next time.
There is definitely some enemy shuffling going on because he tried to burn a batch of Catastrophe tried to burn a blue Gorilla or a blue Moblin, and it took 4 hits and didn't die.
If only RaikouRider had some cash, he'd be able to put this candle up.
Well, that is a nice level 7 for Catastrophe. He is now up a Triforce.
Anytime you can dip out of a shape 6, 7 early, only to come back for an item if you have to. It's a welcome sign.
And that dip only took him about 10 seconds, so really, if he has to come back for the item, it didn't really cost him anything.
Oh, big money in the money-making game. Picking the right one to lose on.
We've got a scrap metal over on the coast, so that's probably not coming back.
So at this point, have you finished your first round of playing?
I myself have. I was laid to waste by X-Ice Blue in a very
Laid
fast
to
suit.
waste. No, that's okay. I can feel your pain. I'm in the loser's bracket myself. So
Our seed was so fast that when he went back with perfect information, he was able to beat it in under 3 minutes.
that's crazy. That is crazy.
All right, we have World 4 over on Raiku's side along the coast in one of the bomb slots.
Oh, squishy and hamlets. That's always good to see. But without a key, he might be done here unless he wants to spend some bombs.
Catastrophe found our other sword upgrade location up in the graveyard. It's starting to look a lot like this is second quest only.
We'll get a confirmation of that when we see these runners go to either Vanilla 5 or Vanilla 3.
So Raikou, finding his warp zone information now, decides to also opt out of that.
About 11 minutes in, each player has found a dungeon. Neither of them have gained anything more than a blue candle and a power bracelet. Not even a take any to speak of.
Yeah, Catastrophe still hasn't found his sword yet, and he's basically left that location. Maybe he can circle around to it from where he is now, but it's going to be a while before he gets back over there.
Oh yeah, always feels bad, the last location, the wood sword. I mean, at least at the pace he's making, it's not going to be a 20 or 30 minute wood sword location.
That sure looked like we had some shuffling there, because there was a blue Octorok that dropped a 5-er. Normally that would have been I don't think blue Octoroks normally drop 5-ers unless you get to a 10 count. I don't think he got to one in that screen,
Right.
so... So Raikou able to get his candle now. That'll catch him up on exploration. Catastrophe's just skipping the usual spot for the lake heart, so it seems he also identified that it is second quest already. And he finds a take any finally.
Yep, that's the second one of the game. Interesting to see if he routes in one of these bomb upgrades again. Or another level.
Going to pirouette to get that key door open, but level 6 is not something you want to be exploring with no sword right now.
Yep, you're so close too. I mean, he's probably only, 4 screens away from the sword?
And not an enemy set that's going to die to a candle.
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't look like enemy sets have been shuffled out of their dungeons. he's got to get real lucky with this, with that candle. It gives it a third shot on the land mole. Is going to go at it one more time. Would I consider trying using that last bomb?
If he is, he's going to try and set up something. Well, he got the drop.
Yep, unfortunately it was just a fiber. Now I'd leave the room, yeah, and see if there's a drop in this room, at least for your troubles.
Ooh, lost the bomb and no item.
Well, decides to leave. Gotta continue exploring. That'd be the wrong wish.
Alright, we have World 5 for Raikou up in the, I believe in the bomb slot near where you screen scroll to 5.
That's correct. And that's all the levels we need for these guys to complete their trifle. Now, they each haven't found all of the levels, but we've seen where they're at.
Especially with Shapes dungeons, there's a high propensity for needing the ladder. So both of the runners would love to find that somewhere in the dungeon. And obviously there's still the chance that we need bow. Well, we have bow, but we need silver arrows.
Yep, and there's the bow purchase. Raikou did a up and A out of that level 5 into a beeline straight. I didn't notice, but perhaps he found the bow block right off the get-go.
And Catastrophe finally able to pick up his wood sword. He's gonna probably... He has more dungeon information, so...
Yeah, now that he's armed with that pointy wooden stick, be interesting to see where he goes immediately. Raikou's going to end up poking his head in a little bit deeper than Catastrophe did, level 7. I don't blame him. The enemy set's going to be easier, but, you know, it is a bit of a time sink to look for a potential item.
Finds a transport staircase. That's gonna show us how big this 7 is. Maybe it didn't really move us very far, though.
No, just put on the opposite end with another key door he can't get through anymore. So, we don't know yet whether or not dungeon items are shuffled. I guess we do have heart. We may have heart shuffled because of the coast banana.
Right. It could just be that the coast heart has been shuffled in, but...
Right. So there's potential that items have not been shuffled out of their dungeons, which would make this a red candle.
That's a water-blocked room right there, so hopefully we don't need anything else in 7, because otherwise we're not getting there. Catastrophe is going to pick up his letter over near the White Sword Cave, and we find our meat block for the seed, so fortunately, meat will not be required.
RaikouRider's on the roll now. He's picked up his second key.
That is an ugly 7.
Yep. Catastrophe's in level 1. Definitely stick around here for a little bit. You can, if you don't get key blocked, you know, there's potential for 3 items in here that can be very useful.
7 has the ladder.
Huge find. Wow. Well, What do you think? Beeline it to the coast to get that scrap metal?
I mean, it would be a combat upgrade, but... Catastrophe's grabbing his arrows.
Okay.
So right now, Raikou has a dungeon exploration advantage, but it is possible for us to not need this ladder. It's rare, but it could happen, and if it does, then Catastrophe saved about 5 minutes not digging it out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely going to come into play in some dungeons, whether it's required or not, but... I mean, it's possible that it might force one of the runners to go a way that he doesn't want to go, just because he can cross the water. We'll see as the scene progresses.
It looks like Cat is trying to farm bombs, but I feel like the blue Octoroks are not in the bomb dropping set, so I think this is a futile thing for him, unfortunately. And I don't think he knows it.
Yep, we did see, we confirmed that Moblins are still dropping bombs, blue Moblins. But I do agree, I haven't seen a blue Octorok drop one yet.
So Catastrophe now finally finding his pack of bombs. He's only had about 4 for the whole seed until now, so he's gonna have a lot of locations to check.
And he still must think it's possibly mixed quest. Checking that vanilla spot. Well, there was a bomb drop out of a blue Octorok. So perhaps the drop percentages are reduced.
So at this point, if I'm kind of curious. Our runners are still exploring for things. I'm pretty sure Raikou does not know where 5 is, I want to say.
No, he has seen 5. He was the one who bombed up on the in the northeast to find 5. While I believe Catastrophe has seen 4 and 6. And I'm not sure, he must have been ladder blocked or something out of 5, because he did up an A immediately, he went and gotten some arrows, and he hasn't traveled back there since.
So with full packs of bombs for both runners, it seems both of them are going to dig up towards Death Mountain and see what they can find. Although Catastrophe's maybe heading back the other way, which we know on the stream that's correct, but he doesn't.
Fortunate bomb drop for RaikouRider. So that's our third Take Any Cave that we've seen. Each runner has been able to pick up 2 of them.
So that's level 2 up in Death Mountain now. And Kata's going to go in and poke around.
Yeah, we'll see. If we find Double Heart in here, we may be confirming that the Heart Shuffle is off. Level 2 for RaikouRider as well.
don't think that's
Oh,
going to push in this seed. I guess second quest rooms could be turned on.
I thought that you would have to have. I guess they could, but I thought the logic was that you had to have part of the second quest dungeons within your, pool of dungeons, either first half or back half, for them to show up.
That's what I thought too, but I've thought a lot of things about these seeds and been wrong.
Oh yeah, trust me, I'd be checking the blocks, and there it goes. There it does indeed push. So,
And we have segmented too, even.
yep.
So Raikou's a little bit ahead. He has both the ladder, which is going to help him, and he has 2 keys. So that's little advantages of exploration. But Catastrophe's doing a good job of finding the little things that'll give him a bit of a knowledge advantage, like this transport staircase that Raikou hasn't figured out yet.
Yep, and he should figure it out soon. He picked up a heart container in this dark room. I'm not really sure why he's killing the red dark nuts here. Maybe for potentially more bombs, or perhaps he forgot that quickly. I think he just realized that he's got to kill those blue dark nuts in the triple bar room in order to progress any further in this dungeon. He's checked every wall.
Yeah, it looks like Catastrophe is going to be blocked on the other side on the left side of this. There's some water to the south, and there is a key block to the north.
Yeah, he should be able to. One of these rooms should be a map room coming up.
Oh, he found the map. It was just on the other side of the wall.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh boy. Here we go. Find the magic bomb hole.
Well, Raikou's going to be able to cross over here, so there might not even be a bomb hole. It might be either the key door that he has to go through, or the room that has the water on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see shortly. I think Catastrophe is going to leave this alone for now and continue his progression. It'd be interesting to see if he makes his way back up to level 1.
Ooh,
with bombs
that's a
in
death
hand.
on the overworld. That's going to send him way back towards start, which is ironically where he needs the Triforces he needs to find.
Yep.
Yeah, Raikou's gonna leave this room and try and get that blue dark. The blue dark nuts looked like they were at 8 or 9 hit points, so he's just gonna try and get this to be a wall master to get this door open.
Yeah, it's definitely a good move. Not waste your time on the tougher enemies.
But he's gonna skip the room that has the map in it, so he's still gonna be searching for some extra information. Or he's just going to find the red candle.
Alright. That'll complete your journey in this level. So that'll be very helpful if he comes across the Gibdo dungeons. It's a little quicker deaths than wood swords.
Catastrophe is going to go ahead and dig out 6. And that's... We know he needs the Triforce in here, and he finds a staircase pretty quickly as well.
Man, just the transport. See where it takes him.
Nice low level of hit points for those red whiz robes and for the Zols. So he's able to finally find his first key of the seed.
Oh, it's gotta feel great. But now where does he use it?
And that transport put him in the far left corner, so there's not a lot of ways he can go from this.
Yep. Yeah, he'll have to take this transport back. Nothing like being Wizard beamed to the face upon exiting.
But a nice clock will get him through that room and keep him exploring this dungeon.
Oh yeah, ferry to boot.
Oh, that ferry actually is going to save him here. Or he'll just use the arrows for the double damage.
Yep, I'm going to get RaikouRider doing an up A and save. He found a hint shop. He's going to test his luck and see if there's some help lines here.
He's dead, Jim.
It's always a good one. So far, looks just like community hints for everything. He's probably going to take one last stab at the last hint, though, just to make sure.
We've got a danger noodle room here. But with the low HP enemies, he's able to get through there and get a key. But he knows what's on the other side of that key. Oh, it says, Manhandla threatened with the raft.
Oh, very nice. So we have random hints, I guess.
So that might also not be true.
That's that's also very, very good point. Nothing worse than getting a deceptive hint from a hint shop. Catastrophe's got some decisions to make here in this 6, right?
This is a very thin, long 6, and he needs to find a bomb hole. And he gets it on the first try.
It's impressive. RaikouRider has found level 6 and will be joining in the fun. Finds an immediate compass.
So we get another hint, play the melody to find the magic key.
Interesting. Well, if that's true, one of our dungeons is going to be recorder blocked, or dig doctor blocked.
That was not the item he wanted to find in the bottom of 6.
No, definitely. But I believe that will confirm Heart Shuffle being on. Well, at least
that replaced the book. That replaced the book because I think it's either an atlas or a boomstick.
That's right. But I mean, this is with shapes. Is it not going to follow first quest logic for vanilla item location?
Oh, I have no clue. I'll just
Well, we also we saw the red candle on the flooring too as well, so that definitely we've got mixed dungeon items.
Yes, we definitely have mixed dungeon items. I don't know. We still don't know if Heart Shuffle's on because 2 had a heart and a
red candle
drop. Right. And the other 2 staircases we found were both items.
That's correct.
That is a very far away for him to find the compass.
Oh, yeah.
He found the compass, but yeah.
So both of these runners are now out of level 6. Looks like RaikouRider's trying to farm some bombs up.
So at this point, Catastrophe's got to ask himself, is it worth it to keep going into this 6? Or should he try to pick 5 or 4 and dig those out first?
Yeah, or even test his luck in 1. I mean, if we went back to 1, there would be a high density of items and a very small dungeon. But you always have to be concerned about how many keys that might eat up.
The other problem is we haven't found 3 or 8 yet, I want to say.
That is correct.
So if that melody hint we got was accurate, one of something like 8 might be under a recorder block, and then we'd have to figure out what dungeon has the recorder.
RaikouRider now is going to try and find that magic bomb. Unfortunately, he's going to find the transport that takes him to the southwest, although there was a river that Catastrophe could not cross in the southern portion of this level.
So he's got to be careful with all these wizards bouncing around. Ooh.
He's going to reset the room. Catastrophe does opt to go back into level 1, and that's unfortunate.
Well, it's fortunate because it gives him information, but it doesn't help him with any progress.
Right. Yeah, you'd never think that finding a bow and 1 on the ground within the second room would be a bad thing when you've already got it in your inventory.
And Raikou also, I think Raikou went across that water, but he took a death as soon as he walked in the next room to a room full of blue wizards. So he's also out of 6 again, and we're back onto the overworld trying to explore and figure out maybe a way to farm bombs?
Yeah, he also has some spots that he still needs to check. He still has level 4 at large, which is on the coast here. Maybe he did see it earlier. So I think he's going to test his luck in here and see what he can do.
Oh, that is 1 heart. So in theory, that could be the ladder heart.
That's right.
So we're not out of that yet, but he did not want to see that there.
No, guess we'll find out, but looks like 4 is segmented as well. Catastrophe's back in level 1.
Yeah, he went out, farmed some bombs. He has to spend his last key to get in here, but he's going to keep going.
It looks like the rest of 1 will be rather linear.
Yeah, it's really just going to be a question of if he can keep his key count high enough. You're going to see him maneuvering, trying to bomb as many spots as he can now that he has the information.
And a compass on RaikouRider's side. Immediate up A is going to make his way towards blinking light.
Oh, that is not a fun room to have to get through to get to your Triforce.
Oh yeah. So he does have Red Candle, So he could take multiple boosts to get through that room. He could also, he's got 8 hearts. I would consider, if the wizards aren't in a favorable pattern, just leave that one be. That'll just be a heart you do not pick up.
Catastrophe finds the wand in the bottom of 1, so he's going to have a combat upgrade here.
Oh, that's nice to find. And RaikouRider got a Wizro boost into that heart, picks it up, and proceeds to the next room.
And fortunately, before he spends his last key, Cata realizes that he's already cleared out everything in 1, and he doesn't actually need the Triforce. So,
yep. Definitely say that was a worthwhile dig, getting that wand out of there, and speed up the rest of his progression.
And he doesn't know it yet, but he's made the right choice to come back in the 7.
Yep. And it wasn't but a couple rooms in where the ladder was in the basement. I believe a spiral staircase. This level 4, it's just locked door after locked, or shutter door after shutter door. Give those guarding them all. Oh, no. Stuck on the ladder, takes a death in the NSU room. It's an unfortunate bit of luck.
Yeah, he's gonna feel like he's losing time having to go through this for, I think, the 3rd time.
Yeah, this is his 3rd time in this direction towards the Triforce. 4th time in total, in the dungeon itself. Nasty, nasty room. Catastrophe's going in the right direction to find this ladder at this point. Past the meat. This will be it. Fortunate thing for RaikouRider, he's got to clear these Gimdo rooms a 2nd time.
He's got to do it with only 1 heart.
Yeah. Red candle will make it a little easier. The wand will certainly speed things up some as well.
So Catastrophe is going to find out that spiral staircase also contained a key. He's going to grab that before he leaves here. Looks like he's even going to keep digging for the ground item because he's not sure if that helps him yet. He finds the bomb upgrade. That will be helpful.
Absolutely. So he was like, 88 rupees away from a potential boomstick, but I'd take the bombs over the boomstick if it meant having to farm the rupees. You never know when you're going to come across that poor RaikouRider.
Yeah, in the time that Raikou has been trying to get across to this 4, Catastrophe's been able to dig out the wand in 1 and go back and get the ladder in 7. So he's gonna basically be tied or even a little bit ahead of Raikou right now just because of his combat advantage. And he's up to 4 keys as well.
Yeah. Yep, we'll have to see how well Catastrophe can fare in level 4 when he gets there. He's going to have to run the same gauntlet. There's no way around it. the one advantage that Catastrophe also has, he did pick up that big shield, so he can deflect some of these Wizard beams if he so chooses. Raikou's had enough of the combat, he's going full arrows on these Gibdos, trying to pick up some time.
Although they're going to cost him some of his money, at this point, the farther away he can stay from these enemies, the better off he is.
Absolutely. But just remember, this NSU room, it has Wizards. Getting through it. Takes one beam. At this point, I think all I can think about is grab the Triforce and run. But unfortunately, at least he came prepared. He's got 8 bombs. If he can just door guard this for a while, he should be able to get rid of the majority, if not all of these, just by patiently dropping his bombs. And they're squishy. They go down to 2 bombs.
So we're having simultaneous Triforces. Catastrophe was able to find it out of 6. Raikou finally getting his out of 4.
And he gives the Triforce the business in 4. It only took, I don't know. I lost count how many times he dipped it. I really feel bad.
I think it was about 6 dives in that strip.
Oh yeah, well
so
deserved.
That's really going to depend on how Catastrophe can handle that himself. If he also runs into a lot of trouble with that, and I don't know if he knows where that 4 is yet.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, he's not really sure where he's going, to be honest. Maybe there's a couple spots up here he didn't bomb.
Yeah, I don't think he finished Death Mountain. And maybe he's going back... No, he's not going back towards that 1, I don't think.
It looks like RaikouRider is making a beeline up to 5.
So Raikou, now up to 10 bombs. He was able to pick up the 2-pack off of the wood sword, or the white sword.
Yep, and this is why he dipped out of 5 immediately. Seeing those bunnies as soon as you enter, with no arrows originally. It's definitely a good play.
That's a chunky 5.
Yep. It's nice when you find the map 2 rooms in.
Unfortunately, the transport staircase did not move him very far, so I think that was actually just 1 south and 1 west of where he already was.
That's true. It might have been required, though. Guess we'll find out. Because I'm able to go back or bomb up through that room.
Yeah, Magpie, it is a really close race. Both runners have their advantages right now. Raikou has a little bit more... I think Raikou has a little bit more overworld knowledge, and he has been able to get through a very difficult 6. Catastrophe had a little bit more time to go back and find the ladder, and he has the wand, so he's going to be able to clear the dungeon a little bit faster. He also has a big shield, because, of course, we're going to find a big shield.
Oh, wow. These blue gorillas have really rolled up. And he gets a compass for his efforts, so...
Now remember, Zelda is only 50% required here, so there is a good chance that just grabbing this Triforce and running away is the right call. Yeah, J Money, that looked like 3 bombs at least. So Raikou's going to save here. That's going to lock in his 5 bombs just in case he ends up using them and needs to reset. So yeah, I've started to feel like at this point, Catastrophe doesn't know where that 4 is, and Raikou just got into 6 now, so he's headed towards his last Triforce. Catastrophe's found his 5, so he's going to be digging that out now. Both runners looking very similar in their movement and combat and stuff. Ooh, Raikou able to find a transport staircase that teleported him right into the Triforce room, so that puts him in go mode. He's going to have the chance to dig out 9 and see if he's got to find those silver arrows right now, and it's only 2 spots away. It's right at vanilla start, so... What a trolley first room to get for Raikou. Oh, and that is a nasty blue wizard room to have to dig through. He's going to be having flashbacks of his trek through 4 already. Alright, Catastrophe able to find his compass in 5. He's on his way over to grab that. He'll have one more Triforce to get in 4. And it looks like he is stuck on bombs and keys. He's going to have to go out of 9 to go find either a key shop, which I don't think the keys were that low, or he's going to have to find bombs. Magpie, I don't know if Kata knows where 4 is, so he's still looking for items, I believe. He did see a hint that said any key would be blocked by a melody, so he's actually probably looking for the recorder. And he just found it, which might lead him on a goose chase. Raikou's got his 4 bombs now, so he's gonna be able to go back into 9, at least temporarily. Well, Magpie, we know that there are a lot of second quest things. I'm pretty sure it's full second quest overworld, so there's actually 5 or 6 spots he could check for the recorder. And the recorder is going to bring us to vanilla dungeons today. Yeah, that blue wizard room looks like that's what he's got to dig out, and that's not going to make things easy. Alright, we're checking second quest while Raikou keeps digging. And that is level 8. Well, if you're a fan of this seed get into game 3, you want Kata to get out of here. Maybe find that any key and run away as fast as possible. Raikou not liking the pattern that he found with his bombs in that 9, so he's going to up A. That's going to save him the 4 bombs that he already spent, get him 4 back. Hopefully he can find a new way to go through the dungeon without having to go farm a key, because right now he'd have to go into the overworld and just shoot things to get rupees for a key. That blue wizard room is really giving Raikou a huge problem. Catastrophe's probably in 8 looking for... I don't know. I really don't know. He knows that if the hint was correct that the any key's in here. But at 7 keys, I'd probably run away. Alright, wooden boomerang, all hail in 8. Raikou is, yeah, pretty much at the point where he's got to go find a key to be able to continue in this 9. So, especially if those silvers and the red ring are needed in this, well, not the red ring, but the silvers are needed, he's going to need keys to get through the dungeon, and he might end up behind Kata if Kata finds the any key, but at this point, 9 keys, I don't think you need the any key. All right, let's go back into 9 for Raikou. See if he can make any better progress. He's got full hearts this time and 8 bombs.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. Really sure what happened there. But you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you now. We've got Raikou going back into 9 again.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been keeping up the speed on this, but apparently I've been talking to myself for the last 15 minutes.
That is a roar. One of these spots that Raikou is next to is the Roar of Ganon.
Yeah, this level 9 has to feel like level 4 all over again. He is not but 6 or 7 rooms into this dungeon. Has not progressed very far at all.
Okay, so it's either the north or south room from that last one that has Ganon. This is a single shutter door. This could be Zelda.
So it'd be interesting to see. Now, he heard Ganon. You know, you're not so far into the dungeon. I'd almost poke my head, if it were me, I'd poke my head in, potentially see if he's in his own room. Kind of give more of a routing detail as to what I'm looking for Zelda. Since I don't have a compass at this point. Let me know whether or not I just need to start looking northward facing rooms, or if she could be approached from anywhere.
Alright, looks like Catastrophe's finding level 4, so he has a chance to come back from this, especially if this Ganon is required.
Absolutely. He does still have to run that gauntlet that Raikou took 6 to 8 tries to get through. He does have more health.
He also has the benefit of that big shield that can block those Wizrobe shots, so he's going to be able to get through that Triforce room a little bit easier just by staring at the Wizrobes and running at their face.
Yep. There's a compass for RaikouRider. Oh, and it tells him, go north. Oh, but he takes a death. Long pause before he hits that continue button. I can't imagine what he's saying right now.
He's still got to get back through that blue Wizrobe room, and it is a nasty one.
Yep.
Catastrophe took the ladder and finds the map in 4, but he is going to find this Triforce and have to up A almost immediately.
Yep, and here it comes. Let's see how many times it takes Catastrophe to get through this leg of level 4.
Fury says, fighting for survival on the winner's side of the bracket, 1 hour in, deep in a nanner.
Takes the time to pick up the... And there's the first death. Level 4-1, Catastrophe 0.
Oh my goodness, there's another one of those rooms in level 9 that Raikou's fighting through now. I don't know if Catastrophe remembers he has the big shield. A lot of runners just don't even think that's an actual item, and he might not realize that it's sitting on top of him.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly doesn't have... There's number 2. It certainly doesn't help when you're taking the beams from behind. But yeah, that room is just nasty. I mean, you can't... You know, if he knew that the blue Wizrobes only took 2 bombs to kill, he might consider trying to get rid of some of them.
Oh, clear that room, Raikou. Don't leave that room yet. Clear it. Alright, Raikou has found the princess. He's found the door to get to the princess, but he doesn't know if it opens yet.
Yeah, he's going to take the potentially safer route and maybe see if he can approach it from the east. Half a heart. Leave the room. Just... No, sticks it out, gets a heart for his troubles.
And more dangerous.
Yep. Oh, Oh, he's bombing the other way. Very interesting.
Yeah, I think he saw that shutter door not open, and he doesn't know that he could just kill the enemies in the room, and it still has a 50% chance of opening.
That's right. I mean, and for what it's worth, if it's not her room, he could potentially just bomb in there.
Yeah, and that's where dipping your head into that Ganon room would have helped a lot. He would know that there's no way around, and he would know that either that room opens or shut or doesn't.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's some knowledge. Well, it looks like, barring any major setbacks, this level 4 is only going to take Catastrophe 2 attempts to get through.
Alright, so Catastrophe's on his way to 8, or on his way to 9, and he definitely has the advantage in keys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Raikou's gonna run out of money if he keeps firing those arrows.
Yeah. He's got keys, he's got money, he's got a wand. This is still going to be a very, very close race. The only offensive upgrade that RaikouRider has over him is those 2 extra bombs he picked up from the white sword.
Yeah, but Catastrophe picked up the bomb pack in 5 by paying the old man, so he's
that's
actually...
a very good point. He's 2 ahead then.
If he can get that number up there. Raikou found some bombs off those gorillas. Catastrophe's going right here. This was a key block that Raikou could never get through, so this may be some transport, who knows?
Or a whole lot of nothing. He's not willing to spend an extra key to go south. I don't blame him. It's potentially not going to lead him anywhere.
Now Catastrophe's down to 1 bomb, so he could get blocked up, because we saw that you need a couple bombs to get towards that north section where the princess is.
Rupee boss. Still not a pusher block.
And that was his last bomb.
Yeah. Now this level 9 has not been kind to these runners. They've both needed resources. Whether it be keys or bombs, RaikouRiders had to leave several times. Catastrophe's trying to get some bombs off of this red wizard.
At this point, I almost hope that Kata hears one of those fireballs tink off of his big shield so that he remembers he has it.
Yep. Catastrophe's getting into the... He's out of bombs. That's unfortunate. He's right there in that area where RaikouRider picked up the compass. He's only 1 or 2 rooms away. Deciding not to leave this level 9, he did recall that other key door that he passed up, so check that out first.
Alright, so that might actually be our first staircase we've seen in this 9.
Yep. And it takes him north of where he couldn't bomb. Deciding to fight this Patra.
And the Patra fights back.
Absolutely. That's unfortunate. Back to start of the dungeon he goes. Can't imagine that he'll divert from this path, though. You might think twice about fighting that Patra the second time. You just go through the key door to the east.
Both our runners, we're at about an hour 10. At this point, both the runners are starting to get a little weary. You're starting to think like, okay, what haven't I done yet? What am I missing? What could my opponent have done that I didn't? So you start kind of forgetting like, oh, I don't really need to kill this. There's a door north of here, or maybe you're starting to think, like, maybe I could get a key drop in this room, even though traditionally items don't drop in that trap room.
That's right. It'd be interesting, too. We haven't seen any items yet. You know, there's a really, really good possibility that Red Ring and Silver Arrows are in here. But could you imagine if these runners open up a staircase and find the banana?
Yeah, if a runner finds, like, the raft in here or something, I think we saw the banana, but yeah, a useless item like the raft or
Double
something.
hearts.
Oh my goodness, if you find a heart container right now, you want to throw up.
Yep. But it does look like we have the trackers marked raft in 3. I think we got a hint for that, and then the banana was an 8. So that kind of takes a little wind out of our sails. This is the room. Zelda is north of this room that Catastrophe's in. And
Catastrophe's clearing it, so we're going to know.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's clearing it because it's a single shutter door. Interestingly enough, though, since he doesn't have the compass, if that opened, would he go up north and check it?
Oh,
Could you imagine if you clear that room? I mean, because all along you're looking for that room that doesn't open, but when it does, in your mind, it's just another room in there.
But he's seen that. He wanted to clear it, but he doesn't have any bombs, and he's just not going to be able to kill it with the amount of movement that that Wizrobe has. He's not going to be able to kill it. All right, Raikou, find silvers.
That's right. Start your watches. Raikou's got all the information he needs. He's got the silvers. He knows where the pig is. He's going to take the safety health refill. Don't blame him. Before entering back into 9. So this match could be over in a matter of minutes here. Unless Catastrophe goes back and clears that room and that door opens.
Well, Catastrophe went and got his own refill. Didn't find any bombs on the way through, though. Unfortunately, he left the room with the moblins down to only 2, and neither of them had a drop.
RaikouRider making a beeline over to Ganon's room. He's got to get through this blue Wizrobe room on his way. Navigates it beautifully. Gonna see if he can bomb into Ganon's room. This side. Not.
Oh, Catastrophe gets a bomb pack in the room that he needed to check for Zelda.
Yep. All he's got to do is down this blue Wizrobe. And
it doesn't open.
It's a heartbreaker. That was the one thing that Catastrophe needed to open for. Now, things could still go awry. I mean, RaikouRider could have bad Ganon fight. You know, it's possible. I mean, he knows where Ganon is, but he doesn't seem to have a path to him.
Yeah, I think he was trying to remember where it is. He knows it's along the strip, but he doesn't know which exact room or how to get into it.
Yeah. Right, because he actually never... I don't think he actually found the room. You can go south here.
I believe this is it.
Okay, there we go.
Alright, we got a pig fight, and we got a Ganon in his own room. Let's see how we can handle it.
First unlock. Gets it. Lost it for a second. Uh-oh.
Barely able to escape that spot there.
Yep. Uh-oh.
No!
Oh no, half a heart. What do you do? This has got to be heart-wrenching for RaikouRider. Taking another death. Is he going to go back? Yep. Going to go back, get that health refill. Don't blame him.
He has to. That blue Wizrobe room before you get there is just eating away 1 to 2 hearts every time he tries to get through it.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, at this point, you're up one game of the match. You haven't seen a dot-done come in the IRC yet. There's no reason not to take these little safety refills.
The only thing that can
No.
be tickling in his brain is he has about 8 deaths, and he's probably, usually you're okay with 1 or 2 deaths, but those 1s and 4 are going to come back and haunt him if somehow Catastrophe is able to, eke him out by a minute or 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Catastrophe's just finding the silver arrows away from, leveling the playing field here. And you gotta wonder, too, not picking up a potion out of one of those take any's earlier on in the game. I mean, they found them when they already had 6 hearts, and I believe they had knowledge at the time that they were just looking at bomb upgrades.
Yeah, I believe so.
So, that's kind of coming back to bite both of these guys. I don't think either one of them have a potion.
Catastrophe does because he actually got the letter and bought one.
And he bought one. Good.
Nice clear on that patcher by Kata. And he's near where those silvers were. This is somewhere where Raikou was digging for them.
Yeah, I thought the silvers were over on the west side of the dungeon. RaikouRider has a perfect Ganon fight on the second time through. So now it's just, he's only 5 rooms away. He's got to take a roundabout way to get there.
Kata is learning that room he checked already definitely is the princess room.
RaikouRider, he's got 1 orange Wizrobe and a Gibdo left, decides to pick up that heart just in case. You still have a nasty room, that Triforce room, to get through.
Yeah, even though we won't have to clear it. He makes the mad dash through that last room, and we have a winner. RaikouRider moving on to the second round.
Yep, an official SRL time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 21 seconds. Well, Catastrophe taking a death. Does have those potions, opts not to use it. Let's see if he continues.
All right, we'll have Raikou in here in just a minute. He wants to go collect his thoughts for a second after such a troubling seed. Catastrophe now coming back through that transport stair that he went through much earlier and is still looking for those silvers. So it looks like Catastrophe will be moving into the losers bracket after this. Catastrophe is going to be fighting ex-Russian Bishop, somebody who I'm very familiar with. I was playing, he's a regular in my stream, and I played him in the early event, the event last season. And then RaikouRider, how are you doing?
Exhausted.
Oh yeah? GG.
That 9 sucked.
Well, let me ask you this. Did it suck more than level 4?
4 was pretty bad too. All the dungeons that you had to go in were pretty bad, other than maybe 5. I figured getting the ladder out of 7 was really big with the early Triforce, because what happened is I was key locked out of 4, and I knew that was a dungeon I needed to go into, so I found an early Triforce, and I'm like, I'm gonna go dig 7 for keys. And then I just stumbled into a very well-hidden ladder.
Yeah, it was...
That I imagine it took Catastrophe a while to find.
So it gave you an early exploration advantage, but having that ladder did not play a factor in this seed, actually.
Interesting.
While you were running the gauntlet in 4, Catastrophe was able to clear level 1 and clear level, well, not clear level 7, but go back to level 7. He had dipped out after getting the Triforce early on, and he went back to 7.
Catastrophe takes a death fighting Ganon after he used his blue potion.
Wow.
He's also fighting Ganon with no silver arrows, so I mean...
Yeah,
and
right.
it looks like he forfeited after that fight.
Yeah.
I forfeited before the fight by fighting Ganon without silvers. I just wanted to fight Ganon.
We applaud the effort. It definitely was a really good match. It was a lot closer.
Was it really?
It really was. You guys were both in 9 at the same time.
Really?
RaikouRider, you got there a little bit earlier. You had some exploration, but you took a couple deaths. So by the time Catastrophe got into 9, you guys were about even on keys. Your exploration, you knew that where the girl was already, but you didn't have silver arrows, so it was really anybody's game.
There was one point in time where, Raikou, you didn't clear the room that Zelda's door was in, which meant that there was still the option that shutter door could open.
That's right.
So at the same time you were finding your silvers, Catastrophe was clearing that room, and if that door had opened, he would have just snuck by you.
Yeah, because I was clearing that room, and I was like, is Ganon required? And I was pretty, in a way, relieved that Ganon was required, or not that Ganon was required, because the combat in 9 to get to the silvers was nuts. Catastrophe, let me actually post my I'll DM you my my map, if you will. That was my map of 9.
So I got about a third of 9 down. Map. Oh, okay. So the treasure chest on your map, A3.
That's where the silvers were.
All right. Wow.
And
there's Zelda and Ganon.
The combat to get there was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah. I found some patches in the lower right corner. I mean, there's wizrobes everywhere, right?
There are wizrobes everywhere. There was at least one patcher you had to kill. I killed 3 patchers in that 9, I think.
How about the combat to get the Triforce in 4? Wasn't that amazing?
Oh my god, that was so terrible.
You have to move horizontally through a Triforce room with 8 blue wizrobes, and then you're like, whew, I made it horizontally through those 8 blue wizrobes, but I didn't have to kill them. Good bomb wall. All right. And then you get into the Triforce room, and it's like, oh.
And you have to do it again.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you have to fight 8 blue wizrobes instead.
Yeah, I actually left that dungeon, and went to do the rest of the work and got the bomb capacity upgrade, I think.
Oh,
because
same actually. I also bombed all the blue wizrobes in that room with the capacity upgrade from another dungeon. Wow. What was some of the stuff I did? So there were like no small keys in forever. I dug level 2. Oh, okay. I bet you didn't dig 2 because you had no reason to.
I actually did.
Were there any bomb walls? Who's ever seen a Shapes 2 without bomb walls, right? Man.
There was one bomb wall, and it led to the red candle.
Oh, that's where the red candle was. Oh.
Yeah, well, it was also across a river.
I got so much mileage out of that red candle.
So how about and when I found the ladder in 7, I wasn't sure if I should be relieved or worried, because on one hand the ladder was right there and it was blocking so much, and I'm like, well, maybe it's okay that nobody dug 7, because the Triforce in 7 was right inside the door, right? But then I did so much overworld, and I'm like, man, I haven't found the Triforce pieces yet. I must have to dig a dungeon to get. I was thinking recorder for all the recorder blocks in the second quest. Wow.
I never found the recorder. You're gonna be surprised when you hear this, but ladder was actually the first item I found.
Wow. So you did dig 7.
Here's why I dug 7. Keys. I went back into 7 looking for keys.
Oh,
and I didn't find. I think I found like 1.
Yeah, there were no keys that seed.
Where are the keys?
And you know what's funny is I found a hint. The hint said play a melody to get the magic key.
I was wondering about. I was wondering.
Oh, that reminds me of something else I did. So right after I found the recorder, I kind of assumed that it was. I think it was 5, but I'm not sure. Okay, 5.
I was in go mode by the time I was in, because Oh, go ahead.
I hadn't found level 4 yet. So when I found the recorder in 5, I started checking overworld recorder spots, and then I realized I hadn't done the coast. So what this led me to was I found level 8 in a recorder spot, and what I had done was I got the recorder and I blew it, thinking it would maybe take me to Unbeaten Dungeons. It took me to vanilla level 8, so I was like, or vanilla first quest 8. So I thought, drat, it didn't work this time. It didn't take me straight to level 4. But then I went to go check other recorder spots, and when I checked first quest level 2's recorder spot, it was level 8. And for whatever reason, my brain connected that with the recorder taking me to level 8 nearby, and I thought that was the dungeon I needed, but the dungeon I needed was 4. So then I started digging level 8 for absolutely no reason, and thank goodness, like maybe 5 minutes into that, I came to my senses, and I'm like, wait, I'm in level 8. Why am I in 8? I should be in 4. And I just ran out of there.
So the reason you were in 8, I think, is because you saw Catastrophe. You saw the hint that said the melody would find the any key.
Yep.
And you started digging that dungeon with 2 keys, and by the time you up 8, you had 9.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
That's where all the keys were.
Right. Yeah, it's both the any key and all the regular keys. Yeah, that's true, actually. So some good came of it. That's true. It was a mistake. I just something about playing the recorder and the 50-50 of the unbeaten dungeons and the beaten dungeons and the new dungeons and the old dungeons. I got confused and decided level 8 was my missing Triforce. I don't know how I did that, but yeah, no, I guess something good came of it. That's true.
So what I did with the whole recorder thing is I knew where all the dungeons I needed were by the time I found 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Triforce was relatively early in 5, so I just left.
Yeah.
And because I spent probably 15. What would you say, Magic? About 15 minutes banging my head in 4,
including. So you found the compass and you up 8, and after that up A, you died 7 times trying to get to the Triforce.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yep. For me, so that would be level 6, where I triple dipped 6, and I just said nope. I thought 6 was ladder blocked. I came back with the ladder. It wasn't ladder blocked.
Oh, I ran in and out of 6 so much because the dungeon was terrible.
So 6 was actually a lot easier for Kata because he also found the big shield. So he was accidentally blocking some of the blue Wizrobe shots as he was running through the death room.
Yep. Thank you, Boomstick. I never was able to afford it because second quest overworld.
I never found the wand.
Oh, I got the wand somewhere early too.
That was in level 1.
In 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never found level 1.
It was a push block spot in the Lost Hills. The Lost Hills.
Push block spot in
no, I'm sorry. It was the White Sword Cave. My bad. On top of the waterfall.
Yeah, I never got up there because I think by the time I got back up there, I was avoiding going to 5 until after I had bought wood arrows, because when I first found level 5, I saw the Pulse voices and I was like, nope, I'm gone. I'm coming back here with a bow.
Funny story. When I did that corner of the world, the push block spot in the Lost Hills had the wooden arrow for 80 since shops weren't covered shuffled thing. Like I had 72, and I was like, drat. I really want that wooden arrow because I started with the bow, and then I went into level 1 and quickly got key blocked. But the wall masters gave me like 20 rupees. So then I went back and bought the wooden arrow, and that was actually my offense for a while.
Bottom left corner was an arrow shop as well. I actually bought bombs from that shop a couple of times because I ran into so much bomb trouble in 9 because I was really, really scared that based on how restrictive the start of the dungeon was, that you were going to have to do something like clear out that blue Wizrobe maze room at the start, and that was a push block that was required to make any headway in 9.
It almost was.
Fear. It was so close.
If you swapped that one Landmolus room with that one Wizrobe room, like that could have been like what I'd call a potion required 9, right? Yeah, no, your fear of 9 was accurate. That almost happened.
And I never found the letter either. You probably took a potion from a Take Any Cave.
No, actually, I did buy it.
Where was the letter?
I found I think Death Mountain, but I already forget.
Death Mountain? I thought I full cleared Death Mountain.
Let me check my tracker here.
But
that's everybody in chat. Please make sure you give these runners a follow. Raikou, you're going to be moving on and fighting Eat My Steel in the second round. How do you feel about that?
That should be a really good match. I haven't Eat My Steel, I believe, is a newer runner. I want to say
he's been kind of lurking in the background. I've done a lot of like side races for him, but I don't think he's done a lot of tournament racing.
Even though he's still definitely done a lot of practice for the
he's good. He's good. It should be a good race.
And then Catastrophe, you're going to be moving into the losers bracket up against X-Russian Bishop. So unfortunately, I have to root against you because X-Russian's a regular in my stream, but
that's cool. No, I understand. I don't think I've played X-Russian Bishop in a tournament before.
I was looking at the bracket. And I knew it was critical for me to win this race because that part of the bonus bracket is so terrifying. There's a lot of insane runners that are.
Oh yeah, I fell into that pool, so I'm waiting for the results of Alsoa and Random Effect.
Oh man, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yep.
But hey, it's random %, and if there was ever a chance for anybody to beat anybody, this would be the tournament. So it could happen.
That's right. Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Good luck to you, Raikou. I'm cheering for you now.
Thanks.
Thank you guys for putting on an amazing race. We are going to be rating. Where are we going to after this?
We're going over to Adirondack Rick.
All right, guys, awesome job. Hopefully we get to see a lot more races from each of you in this tournament.